how to actually heal your trauma for free. Because I see there's a lot of scammers out there that want you to buy their course, take their little Zoom calls, keep paying them money, and they never give you the answers. They give you little tidbits and things to do to keep you coming back. And man, I'm tired of that because I know someone personally who keeps falling for that. And it makes me sad because obviously they want to heal their trauma. They want to feel better about themselves. They want to find peace in this crazy life that we all spawned in at. And I'm about to give you what I believe is the way to heal all that and to become your best self and just be happy with your crazy existence here and to not take things as seriously as maybe you are. So one, bro, and this is a process, man. This isn't an overnight thing. You might need to set aside a year, not like quit your job and whatnot. I mean, this might make you quit your job at some point because you might realize how everything's fake. But no, it's going to take some time. And you do this in your free time as often as you can. Number one, well, stop paying these guys because I'm about to give you the deals. And sometimes I've heard some of their stuff, and I know these people have done this, or at least some of this. And they kind of hint at it, but they never go full in and give you the full answers. So here we go. It's going to take some time, so you got to do the work, all right? One, you definitely got to get off social media. You got to stop comparing yourself to these people who have a better life than you. You got to stop, man. There's been times after I've done this process where it's like, oh, let me peek my head in and see what's up. Dude, it's depressing. You see all these people, it feels fake. They're showing their wealth. No, you don't need that in your psyche, man. Worry about yourself. Worry about the people around you. That's all you need, man. Stop worrying about these strangers where their life seems so glorious. It'll make you feel worse about yours. So make sure you do that. That's a good one. Definitely start reading, man. Start reading. And I would definitely say don't read necessarily like fiction. I would say read philosophy, read religious texts, read ideologies. So some specific ones, Taoism, Stoic texts. I would read the gospel, but maybe leave that for the end. I would read the gospel because you might be able to kind of decipher that a little better than if you start with that, just because that has such a tainted view on it with, the generations I imagine we all grew up in. We all, a lot of people become a born again Christian, which is great. But there's a lot of negativity surrounding that. So maybe leave that for the end and you might be able to understand the message it's trying to say and read it for yourself. And I will say, read this stuff for yourself. Don't take someone else's interpretation of it. Find the interpretation that you find in it. There's no right or wrong there. It's just, it is. See where your psyche can take you when you read this stuff. So definitely Taoism, Stoic texts, and just, philosophies. Understand the world and like these ancient, teachings that still ring true today, and they just wrote it differently. I would look into also, maybe save this for another time, but I would also start looking into how this world actually works. I would look into the sciences, look into string theory, look into multiverse, look into simulation theory, look into all these theories that the greatest minds or just interesting minds have come up with to try and understand this world. Just be open and read these texts and just ponder and think about it. Meditate on it. That's also a big thing. Start meditating. Start finding yourself, man. Lay in bed at the end of the night. Put on some playlist on Spotify if you have it. Find some good, there's like playlists with like hertz and whatnot. And it'll be like, oh, this is for positive energy, or even the sleep ones. Just put on some of that stuff. It's just calming, chill music. It kind of turns your brain off and just let your imagination wander, bro. That's what you need. I'm telling you, you got to kind of detach yourself from all this like materialism. That's a big thing. Get away from this materialism, man. It's all draining. Yeah, don't worry, you'll come out of it and still find enjoyment. You'll probably enjoy things honestly more. You'll probably start seeing the positive of things you thought were negative, or things you're like, oh, I don't like this. You'll probably stop disliking things and you'll just appreciate things for what they are. So definitely educate yourself on, philosophies and ideologies of how this world works or potentially works. There's no like concrete answer, but you'll probably find the one that works for you if you just educate yourself and find the line in between all of them that makes sense to you. You know what I mean? That's a big thing. So just start educating yourself, get away from people who are trying to steal your money, get off social media. Start finding in yourself. You'll end up starting to be pretty comfortable being alone and just start pondering about this world. Okay? So those are some big ones. And that'll take some time, man. That'll definitely take some time. You can watch some videos of like the history of like Taoism. You don't have to read everything, but I definitely would go with a more like factual based, like giving you the bare bones, facts of the stories and whatnot, than like someone giving you their opinions about it. You can do that at some point if you want. But for now, just educate yourself and pull away a little bit from the materialism. Don't worry too much about money and whatnot. Buddhism, obviously. Buddhism as well. Read into that. I would also read the Tibetan Book of the Dead. You can kind of save that for potentially after the gospel. I would leave the gospel till the end, just because for me, it hit harder after I did the research of all these other ideologies and philosophies. And even once I haven't listed, if one catches your eye, go down it, man. Just listen to and read and expand your mind, expand your consciousness, right? And then once you kind of get in the habit of doing all that, expanding your mind and kind of questioning what this is and what all this is and what your place is and whatnot and how you can heal, because these teachings will help you heal what you feel like is wrong with you or what's happened in your past, especially Stoic texts. You'll realize that the pain, and Buddhism, you'll realize the pain you have felt. And, you got to be okay with the brutal truths as well. Just take it as it is. That's the only way to do it. You got to let your ego die a little bit, which I'll teach you how to do in a minute, that people don't say often. I'm sure some people do, but I haven't really heard it that often. But, so, yeah, Stoic and Buddhism, a lot of it will teach you that, like, the suffering you felt kind of is your fault. It's your fault. Things happen in this life, right, that we can't change, or that we didn't have a part in affecting. It just happened. It was tragic. It felt unfair. But the only thing you'll realize, the only thing that we can change is how we react to something. That's the only thing we're in control of, is how do we allow this to affect us? Is it going to be negative, or are we going to accept it and try to find the positive? Or are we going to try and find like the humor in it? Or are we going to try to find it to be absurd that any of this was able to happen anyway? And you might be a little frustrated. That's still fine. You can still feel those emotions, but you'll know how to deal with them quickly and let that energy release from you. Because a lot of times, a lot of it's bent up energy, something that we haven't dealt with, and it just kind of holds us down. And, that can cause a bunch of issues, even to health and whatnot. Just as I remember to look into science as well. String theory, quantum mechanics, double slit experiment. Let your mind wander with these topics. It's very interesting how far we've come with these understandings. And it'll tie into the philosophies and religious texts as well. Also, I would look into origin stories. I would also look into Sumerian text. Just to, if you want to understand your place, you should understand as much as we know of what we are. Be open to all of it. And the big thing. So after you've made it a pattern of doing all this stuff, meditating, educating yourself, opening your mind up to all these ideas, and yours will be a little different than mine potentially, and mine will be different than the next guy's. You got to find in yourself what's unique to you. Your answer is as good as anyone else's. There's no wrong answer here. Just try to find as far as your mind can take you. And then here's the big one. Here's the one people don't say. So you get yourself in this right mind, or this mind of expanding. And some of you might not like this answer, but I promise you it's the one. If you really want to rewire your brain, you do all this, you lead up to it. Psychedelics. You got to do psychedelics after all that. Your mind will be in a better place. It'll be open. You'll be able to understand that experience better. And I know some of you are like, well, I never want to do that. Nope. If you want to change the rewiring of your brain, you're going to have to do this. And you don't have to do like a crazy amount. Start with the fun one. Start with like some LSD. Just one tab. Do one tab with a good friend in a safe environment, and just enjoy that. You'll laugh more than you've ever laughed before. Guaranteed. You will. Especially if you're in this good mindset leading up to this. You will laugh. You will enjoy things. You'll see through things. Expand your mind. And then when you go to bed, while you're still tripping, listen to some meditation music. And just let your mind wander. Honestly. Trust. Do that. And then sometime in the future, past that, you don't want to be doing this too much. You just want to break through and rewire your brain. A little bit past that, do a little bit of mushrooms. You don't got to go crazy, but do a little bit of mushrooms. It'll be pretty different, but kind of in the same realm as the LSD, and it'll open your mind. And potentially it might get a little dark, but you need to fight these demons. I call them boss battles. You got to fight these boss battles, and you'll see that once you beat them, once you come out of it, you'll get a sense of understanding for sure. And yeah, I mean, you kind of want to kill your ego in a way, realize that you're more than your body, that you're consciousness, and you're kind of watching your body in a sense. You know what I mean? Maybe not yet, you don't. And then the big one, man, the big one. And then you can let time pass, still stay on that routine of just expanding your knowledge, not taking this life too seriously, and just understanding. I'm sure you'll kind of get to that point of not really taking things as seriously and realizing that you are in control of your emotions, and that's all that matters is your own perspective. And hopefully you pick a positive one. Hopefully you don't pick a negative one or a dark one or a hateful one, especially. And then whenever you're ready, man, and the opportunity presents itself, you gotta do DMT. You gotta do DMT, man. You got to. It feels like you die. And that might sound scary, but it's not, man. You'll be fine. Your brain processes that in like 15 minutes. You'll be good. But it'll feel like eternity. And I promise you, man. I promise you. After that, you will... And I know like there's the meme of Joe Rogan and whatnot, but he's on to something, man. There is something to that. And it's almost indescribable. And anyone that's done any of this and is listening to this probably knows what I'm talking about. Probably feels this. You'll come out of that with just a profound insight of your place and how crazy all of this is. And you might come out with the idea or the feeling that we are just here for a temporary amount of time in this realm of Earth, right? And we're just here to experience. And all anything is an experience. And the only thing we can do about it is choose how we react to said experience. And, and then you will feel like you died during the DMT. So at least for me, I was pretty comfortable with that idea before, but now I'm like, bro, it's going to be mad chill. It's going to be mad chill leaving this realm. And honestly, man, I think those are honestly the steps. Those are the steps. I know I kind of put it in a bro way, and this might be a little different for this channel, but it was on my mind because I know someone who, pays way too much money for these people who are teaching them how to heal their trauma. And I know that's like a hot word in certain groups nowadays. And it's fine. I don't think it's necessarily nefarious, but I kind of think it is because they monetize it and they never tell you these answers. And the harsh truth of the answers is expand your mind. You need to do some psychedelics, and boom, bro, just put in the work. Do it. Bite the bullet. It'll feel intense, but you'll be a different person after. And I don't know if you want to wait too long, man. I sometimes worry about the people who maybe wait. There's stories of people who didn't do the psychedelics to open their mind up until they were like pretty late in life. And, that can be beautiful, but that can also, I don't know, part of me feels like you could live with a lot of regret because you'll start looking at things that maybe you realized you messed up, because way late in life, there's a lot of things happen, man. So I would just do it, I guess as soon as you can, man, but definitely do the work beforehand. You don't want to be doing these mind bending, psychedelics. And I would also research psychedelic stories, research the origins of them. And dude, and if you've done the research with religious texts and philosophies and stuff, you'll see that a lot of these people, a lot of the ideas, it seemed like they were under the influence of these psychedelics that, especially mushrooms and DMT, man, those, like the earth made that, the earth. So it's here. It wasn't. It's not like meth. It's like it's here. It's why did it come to be? It's probably here to be consumed. Why would it exist this way? And it brings our mind to literally places unimaginable and almost unexplainable. And you'll know what I'm talking about. I know this might sound crazy, but hopefully you can feel that I'm being genuine. I truly believe this is the way. And, there'll be times in your life, even past that, like some of it kind of fades off, but I think you'll have the grounded principle still of just kind of being okay and not taking things too seriously and not feeling the hurt. Like, you can still sometimes look around the world and be like, oh, this is a depressing place. It is. But you'll be more okay with it. You'll be more okay with yourself, man. And you'll probably realize to spread more love. And you'll probably even realize like the little things you do that don't spread love, that are a little negative. Like you'll be able to keep yourself in check a little bit. If that makes sense. Maybe it doesn't now, but dude, honestly, just put in the work. Do these things. And I know maybe it sounds crazy if all this is unfamiliar to you, but I truly believe that, man. Just take some time to yourself, expand your mind, take care of yourself, and then expand your mind even further with these natural, God-given psychedelics. But for real, man. And I don't think people are saying it. Maybe some are. I don't know, but yeah, stop paying these people money, man. Do this. This is all you need to do. If you really want to rewire your brain, this is all you need to do. For real. For real, for real. This is all you need to do. All right. Take care. You got this, bro. And if you found this video, it means you must be hurting and you're looking for answers. I'm not trying to sell you anything. This is what you need to do, and it is on you to do these things. And you'll probably find other steps that I'd even say in here that worked for you. That's totally fine, man. That's totally good. Go off the beaten path. Do whatever you need to do, but it is up to you. So you got this. Make sure to do something for yourself today. Make sure to do something for someone else today. And take care, man. We got this. We got this. You got this. All right. Take care.